Even though you don't realize, the society we live in shapes us in a perfect way. Without noticing, we are starting to leave our human shape to an object. People judge each other like a market worker label their products. Have you ever thought about, am I stereotyping myself just to make everyone other than me happy? Or am I just like the rest who are making and supporting this nonsense and hurting labels? It is such a shame that us, humankind, have to speak up about racism. It is one of the sickest illnesses that people are still fighting this day. Insulting and separating people because of their innate skin color that makes them invaluable and unique is one of the most meaningless and offensive behaviors a person can do. In many cultures, being white seems as an improving beauty standard. Even the dolls and toys children play has lighter skin. There are some skin lightening products in online which are targeting young people. No babies were born with racism. It is a hate behavior which was taught by society. Imagine when a kid cries to their mom about not being white enough because people around him or her made the kid believe this unacceptable idea. Even the movies and TV series we watch contain racism. The Asians are smart, white girls are stupid, black guys have the hood accent or have bad habits, white guys are the savior ones. Today, the darker your skin, the worse you will be treated. You can be choked, shot, tortured because you are a black, Asian, Mexican man or woman. If we still had the tiniest bit of humanity inside of us, hearing a daughter cry in front of everyone, "Don't shot my dad," or a son, "My mom is not a virus," should make us feel the shame of this sickness called racism. Unfortunately, gender inequality is a deep-rooted issue that has been going on for a long time and still shows its effects. This issue, which affects both men and women, has penetrated our society so much that it can be encountered anywhere in movies, TV series, and family structures. It even has a place in our proverbs, such as, "If you don't beat your daughter, you would beat your knee. If you have a daughter, you have a trouble." The man comes from job and sits on the sofa while woman does everything and only stands up while going to bed or to the toilet. On TVs, violence against women is filmed like a scene of walking on the beach. Our TV series in which women are used as an object and thrown here and there have been very normalized by our people. Hundreds of women each year fall victim to this normalized violence. That woman is not the only thing we lose. That woman's family, children, friends, and our own humanity. The brutal murder of a woman is seen equal to a sweat, but this is not the start of this violence. From the childhood, girls are hearing words such as, "Your place is the kitchen. When you get a little bit older, you will marry. You're a woman. You should not think anything other than your child. You cannot have a job. That thing will distract you." Same thing goes for men too. They need to be masculine. Society wants them to be leaders in any relationship. Because they are men, they need to have a job and economically support family. We don't let them to express their feelings however they want. Makeup, dresses, and beauty products doesn't have a gender. None of them has only for women labels, despite of society's labels. If women can apply makeup and we support it, then we shouldn't say anything when a man puts it on. We can't discourage men for expressing themselves and feeling good in it. People expect them to be banks made by stone, which is nonsense if we consider the fact that they are human too. Every religion advises their believers to be tolerant, loving, and understanding. It is not acceptable in any religious phenomenon to separate and label people according to the religions they believe in. Saying people of Islamic beliefs can hide something under their hijab and terrorists, calling Buddhists and Hindus fools because they worship statues and see some animals holy, saying Jews are stingy, ruthless, and separatists, slander Christians are invading, plundering, and opportunistics are accusations that are wrong and have no grounds. It is very wrong to not accept students who are wearing hijab in universities, to look at every Muslim as a bomber after 9/11, to think that Christians are brutal because of the man who attempted the genocide of Jews was a Christian is unacceptable, because these spoken words are not related to any religions but to personality traits of people. Our appearance is the first thing people notice about us. Unfortunately, this situation allows us to make a judgment without even knowing people or their characters. We can compare our appearance to our fingerprints. Everyone's different and unique to that person. Do you remember the milk cans I showed at the beginning of my speech? There were expressions such as tall, short, beautiful, thin, and overweight for our appearance. We objectify people. What can a person's weight or height take away from his or her character? How correct is that we advise people as if we were a doctor or know the height and weight index? It is not correct to say that overweight people are all unhealthy. It's also not correct to say that thin people are all healthy. If people are in the way they love and feel comfortable and confident, nobody has a right to say anything about it. To say that boys should all be tall is just as wrong to say that girls should all be thin. We push people who we see unhealthy in our own eyes to become sick with our words piercing them like bullets. People who think they need to lose weight resort to unhealthy methods, like not eating at all or not keeping what they eat in their stomach. People who think that they need to gain weight are starting to eat unhealthy diets and put too much strain on their bodies. Due to the absurd beauty perceptions of the society, women resort to hourglass body and men resort to masculine body, which causes unnecessary stress and effort. These perceptions of beauty not only apply to people's body but also to their faces. Criteria such as small nose, big lips, big eyes, permanent cheekbones make people hate themselves and form the basis for psychological disorders. Of course, plastic surgery operations are absolutely normal and make the person happier and more confident upon his or her request. However, it is quite common in today's societies that this is done under pressure of the society, on some imposing thoughts, and that person is left helpless. It is ridiculous that there is only one understanding of beauty in the world where billions of people live. People are already beautiful when they love and feel confident about themselves. People need to be like themselves, not some boring patterns to feel beautiful. Yaşar Kemal, a famous writer, activist, and idol figure, has a saying. I want to end my speech with this phrase. If there are always the same flowers in the garden would not be beautiful. The garden is beautiful because of me, you, she, he, they. Don't pluck different flowers. Let them stay with their colors and scents. Thank you for listening to me.